Device Station behind the booth here, Docs and Reps Booth Crawl 2026 AAOS. That's a lot, isn't it? Great group of people here looking at disposable power equipment, something that's becoming more and more of a thing with Peleton. Michael Ferreira, welcome to New Orleans, sir.
Thanks for having us.
Before we get into this, because I can't wait to talk about it, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say about it, tell us a little bit about you and your backstory.
Yeah, I've been in medical for the last 12 years. We started with this project as really a concept. We had some friends who were nurses who were saying it'd be really, really cool if you could design something where I have the power ready and accessible and sterile for the doctors. They were getting yelled at for batteries dying mid-ream, trays coming up with the wraps being punctured, then they're having to run around, try to find power from a different area, whether it be trauma or whether it's rush it out from SPD. So that was where the genesis of these tools happened. So we said, well, what if we can deliver a tool that's fully charged and fully sterile on the back table, where all you have to do is flip it over, peel it back, and inside you're ready to go. And that's kind of where we started with this project.
Cool. All these attachments look very familiar to everybody here. Anything jump out at y'all that we can start the conversation with?
So it comes fully charged. We're going to open up, ready to go, because we know Murphy's Law is every time it gets delivered, oh, sorry, the battery is dead. So if we have a charged battery, we're already ahead of the ball game. What happens with it after the case?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're using it as primary power, it's a quick wipe down after the case. You'll put it into one of our bins. When that bin gets full, the rep comes in, ships that back to us, and we're able to use it in the next line of remanufacturing. We have a 510K to redo that. So we'll split the tools, use some of the internal components in the next line of remanufacturing. So you're not really throwing these tools out. We call it reposable, not disposable.
So that feature's built into the acquisition price up front?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's a free service. The hospital's not paying to ship that back to us or pick it up or do any handling. That's done by our reps as well. So,
and I would say it looks real. The disposable power I've seen before looked plastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was actually one of the issues that we ran into originally. People said, well, we don't want to throw this out. It looks so good. It looks like a brand new tool. So that's when we came up with the idea of doing this 510K to remanufacture these devices as well.
How many different kits are there available that you have to order?
Yeah, so it's a a la carte system. So if you have Dr. X and Dr. Y who do knees differently, maybe someone drives their pins in manually and someone uses a pin and wire driver, all the attachments are a la carte here. So individually packaged, sterile wrap as well. So you just pull off your driver, you pull off whatever attachments you're using that day, you put it in the core. When you're ready to do the case, you're prepping the table, nurse tech peels this back open, lays it down next to the tools, and you're ready to go right there.
That's great. So I think any surgical center or any hospital is going to use your equipment is going to ask, okay, so this is disposable, it's ready to go, easy to use, peel it open, use it. What about the cost compared to all the costs that occur with reusing those same power instruments?
Yeah, so we have a great white paper actually showing the soft cost of what your reusables are costing you, from room prep to breakdown of the room to the training down in SPD to the chemicals used there as well. And you'd be shocked. Our tools are sometimes a little bit cheaper, maybe sometimes a little bit more depending on how many large bones you're doing, how many sets you have there as well. But for the cost to be that close, the benefit that you're getting way outweighs that. You always have a terminally sterile tool. You're not having to worry about any cross-contamination. You're not having to worry about switching batteries. And we talked about, middle of a ream, battery goes down. Maybe you've already used 2 batteries and you only brought up 2 batteries, and now you have an open OR room and you're scrambling around trying to find somewhere to pull this power from. Whereas ours, you can go to the back table, peel it open, and in a matter of 30 seconds, you're back to reaming, cutting as well. So the centers that don't use this as primary power will float this through their core as a backup power just for that same reason. If the tray comes up with a puncture in the wrap, batteries are going down, they take the tool out, there's visible contaminants in the tool. All those things are diverted in a matter of 30 seconds. Go to the core, pull this one out, and you're back to cutting and reaming.
That was going to be my question. Is it compatible with front-end attachments from other systems, so that if you have just the base, but you've already purchased all these other front-end attachments, are they compatible to take those front-end attachments?
So our attachments are a little bit different than, let's say, a Stryker system attachment, so you're not going to be able to pop in the Stryker attachment into ours, but it's all a hub-based system here. So if you're used to using that style of blade and that hub of blade, all you do with ours is pop it in, drive it to the back, little click here, and you're safe to go. It'll fit, pretty much any blade that you're used to using, thickness, length, width, all that stuff. So you're not having to alter your style to use our tools.
So, Michael, this is the lounge in the OR. You're doing an in-service.
Yeah.
Walk us through what we're looking at here. By the way, I've got my hands on that handpiece. It's to Nelligan's point, it feels like a real handpiece, not a disposable, right? It's got heft to it.
Go ahead. This will make my day.
Yeah, yeah, and we were. You can only tell people so much that it's the same power you're used to feeling. It's the same cuts per minute. It's the same newton meters of torque. All that stuff. They only believe you so much, right? So we're actually the first power tool company to get a 510K to prove that. So it's not us saying it now. It's the FDA saying that when you use our oscillating saw, you're getting up to 16,000 cuts per minute. When you're using our high torque reamer, you're getting 17 newton meters of torque. And the really cool thing is you're not switching anything on the tool. All the gearing and speed is done inside the attachment. So the second you drop out your oscillating saw and you put in your reamer, it goes to 195 rotations per minute, 17 newton meters of torque. You drop your reamer out, you flip in your AO quick connect, it picks it back up to 1100 rotations per minute. So it makes it really, really simple for the staff. And that's what we wanted here as well, is a simple tool that, again, the nurses weren't going to get in trouble with. They didn't have to master all these different techniques with it. They're just popping in attachments, handing it over, and making their job a lot easier as well.
So you have a universal motor that basically all the torque proportions are driven within each individual piece.
Yes, absolutely.
Sternal saw, ready to roll.
Yeah, and this was actually our first attachment that we made for this, and this snaps in here as well. So you're sitting in trauma, patient comes in, 2 a.m., you're scrambling around to get power, you have to split the sternum. Well, now it's all sitting there, right there for you. Blade's already attached, organ guard's already attached. You peel it back, you snap this in, split the sternum, 20 seconds it costs you, and you're not having to pull a tray from somewhere else and now rush that down to SPD and get that back up to the OR for cases starting at 7.
So it makes perfect sense to me that every surgery center, every hospital would want this as backup. But do the economics actually work for it? Because you do say primary ones.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the ASCs want to use this as primary power. One, they can't, they don't have the ability to sterilize big trays.
Don't have enough SPD.
Yeah, and again, if you're starting an ASC as well, you don't want to spend all that capital. Physician tells you they're going to bring all their cases there for the next 5 years. You'd love to believe that, but that's not how it always plays out. So instead of doing that large capital expenditure right off the start, get our tools. You can do it by a case-by-case basis, and then you know what your implant costs you, what your power costs you. You don't have all these hidden fees associated with it. And again, you're taking out that SSI possibility as well. Right. One of those will cost you 2 years worth of tools of ours. So it's that peace of mind as well. You get a brand new tool, terminally sterile, and you're not having to worry about any issues during the case.
So Michael, as we were getting our steps in yesterday, there's other booths here with power equipment. What makes what y'all are doing different?
Yeah, I would say this is really the only solution where it's all integrated into one piece. You're not having to buy a battery charger, have maintenance contracts, manage multiple batteries. It's really a simple tool. You're buying this, it's sitting on your shelf, it's gonna stay there, terminally sterile and fully charged for up to 5 years. So you're not having to run around wondering where the batteries are. We have some big facilities that'll have a room just in their basement, has 2 tables just like this, anywhere from 10 to 20 trays on there, where they're missing pieces, waiting for service contracts to come and pick them up and switch them out. So it really simplifies this whole process for you.
How many times have we been in a case and that one adapter that you needed just didn't make it through for some reason, right? Yeah. Love the concept. I would not be surprised if some of the larger companies that sell reusable power equipment might have some interest in this, right? Just to add to their bag.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't seen that so far at this, the past few trade shows. It's just really a unique solution that is very separate from the legacy solution. You're not having this big battery pull you down here on the bottom, and we have physicians who flip this over and do leveling cuts on the knee upside down. It's a lightweight, ergonomic tool. It feels good in your hand, balances well. It's really a unique solution that there are some other power options here, but they're really all based around that legacy solution that's been there since the 90s.
Solid platform. Great stuff, right?
Very cool.
Michael, thank you so much for bringing us behind the booth to share this with us. Wish you great success. For people that are consuming this content right now and wondering how to connect with y'all, if they're working a facility or surgeons or even reps, how do they reach out?
Yeah, you can go to our website, Peleton Surgical, has information on there. Reach out, will come to me, and we'll start the conversations right there.
Cool. Peleton, not the bike. Peleton Surgical, great job. Wish you guys great success here in the Big Easy.
Thank you for coming by. We appreciate the time, you guys. Thank you very much. So it goes in as a pretty much dead tool. It comes out terminally sterile, and we have the IP for charging through the sterile barrier. That's how we're able to deliver it to the hospitals fully charged and fully sterile, and remove that battery contract, battery maintenance portion of it as well.
Do you provide the connector for that just in case, or is that
So,
not necessary?
yeah, we don't have to. We've pulled first generation stuff off that we've had prototypes, and it maybe drops down to 92% when we plug it in. And when we do cadaver labs and teaching centers, we'll do multiple surgeries with this. We'll do 2 hips, 2 knees, 2 sternotomies. Brassler was here last year. Their booth's not here this year, but they have an extraction tool for implants, and they did 27 extractions with one of our drivers before it died. So there's plenty of power to get you through the case, and that's what we wanted to avoid. We can't say that we're solving battery issues, and then you feeling that power kind of disintegrate in your hand.
That's great.
Very impressive.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. It was actually really, really cool. Yesterday we had a physician from Dallas come by, and she's like, what is this, disposable power? And it was, I'm not kidding, it was the most organic conversation I've ever had. I was like, well, you know what, like, you don't believe it's all that, you don't believe it's 17 newton meters of torque, you don't believe it's 16,000 cuts per minute. Come back behind the booth really quickly. So she came back behind the booth, and we did reaming back here, and she's like, okay, well now can I saw? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. So we pop in the oscillating saw, she starts cutting the block. She looks at me and she goes, so who handles the Texas market? And I go, that's me. And it was just like a 5-minute conversation from there's no way this will work, there's no way this will do it, to, all right, well, like, who handles my market? So it was great. We were laughing. We said, well, we wish some of the big guys were around to see that that happen. But
Way to address the doubts.
yeah, thank you.
Rise to the top.
Thank you. Yeah, we're confident. We say, come in, get some reams and feel it.
Feels really nice.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.